Uploading.
You care to surrender now, Captain?
William Riker has to be one of the biggest fan favorites of the Star Trek franchise. A dedicated officer to Starfleet, a loving husband, mostly, and hell of a womanizer before said marriage. There's nothing to hate. But one thing that has consistently been stated in the universe is that he is a master tactician.
He's quite good.
He's the best.
Okay, Bionic Boy, let's just get into it.
He may be a spy, but he's no coward.
That only proves that he's intelligent.
I won't go through every battle Riker has ever been in because, well, this video would be over 8 minutes and God forbid Venom Geek Media's Discord ever be wrong about my video length. And there are far too many.
The Enterprise has no reason to do that, especially with me on board. It makes no sense. Why?
Why is no longer important. What is important is our response to this attack. Engage cloaking device. Change course to intercept the Enterprise.
What do you intend to do, Captain?
Intend? There's only one response. I intend to attack the Enterprise and destroy it.
But let's start with what I believe is the first real time we see him in combat, and ultimately in command. I don't know if Riker studied Sun Tzu, but he certainly embraced the wisdom of the man, or whomever wrote it. Riker really embodied the saying, "The greatest victory is that which requires no battle, and ultimate victory is when battle has been thwarted through intelligence or intimidation. There has been no destruction, no cities have been seized, and no blood shed." In this instance, Riker was serving aboard the IKS Pagh, an aging bird of prey that believes the USS Enterprise has betrayed them. They are outmatched in a fair fight, so the plan by the captain is to catch the Enterprise by surprise and destroy it. The amazing piece of this fight is how it's twofold.
Now you understand. I am still captain of this vessel, and you are still crew and sworn to obey me. You gave me your oath.
Yes, sir, I did.
And fulfill that oath, and serve this ship as you swore to. Tell me of the shortest method of attack against the Enterprise.
I won't.
It's no good, then how can we ever trust Starfleet?
I will not break any vow that I have taken in the past. I have also taken an oath of loyalty to your ship. I will not break that.
They are in conflict!
No, sir, they are not. I will obey your orders. I will serve this ship as first officer. And in an attack against the Enterprise, I will die with this crew.
First, Riker isn't trusted on the Klingon ship. This, of course, because he's a Federation officer. He has to not only prove his loyalty, but understand the nuances of Klingon culture. He toes the line and simultaneously stays loyal to his former ship and his current crew. Disloyalty to either will result in his death, and he knows that. He is able to toe this line magnificently. In the end, he intends to assist the Pagh when the man uses deception to win the day.
Commence with attack as ordered.
55,000 kilometers in closing.
Is that a weapon, Commander?
No, sir.
Give it to me.
He tricks the Klingon captain into taking a transponder, and once the captain's gone, takes command of the vessel. He then decloaks and demands the surrender of the Enterprise.
Enterprise, this is Captain William Riker of the Klingon vessel Pagh. I order you to lower your shields and surrender.
Lower shields. Surrender as ordered.
Which promptly surrenders. He won a battle without firing one disruptor, and used his knowledge of the Klingons and the Federation to ensure that he stayed loyal to both.
Then return to your station. Get him off my ship. Yes, Captain.
You understand the Klingons better than I thought, Commander.
Not only did he win the battle, but he also ensured that the captain of the Klingon ship would leave with honor, saving his life and the unity of the Klingon crew. He knew how to handle people, something critical as a Starfleet officer. Let's look at another way he knows how to use the resources at his command.
On screen. The hunt begins, number one.
We're ready. Just remember, Enterprise, Captain Riker's never lost.
Begin now.
In this instance, this is a battle simulation that pits the USS Enterprise, top-of-the-line Galaxy-class vessel, against the USS Hathaway, an 80-year-old aging Constellation class that's on its last leg. I think that it's likely one of the prime examples of why Riker was probably an excellent strategic officer in the Dominion War is because of what we see here. This specific episode shows that when number one has time to prepare, he can really do some magic. He is obviously on the back foot with this specific vessel and has to be able to do more with less. He picks his crew and lets them play to their individual strengths. He lets Geordi and Wesley work in engineering, Worf is on tactical, and Data effectively is in operations. The ship is restored to where it needs to be for the fight and they're off to the races. But it's not only that. He listens to his officers and allows them to take chances. When they come up with ideas, he institutes the good ones and modifies the ones that wouldn't work. However, I think one of the best strategic moves that Riker does in this entire affair is, frankly, well, he cheats.
Ready, Warp 1. Optimal spread on simulated torpedoes.
Captain, Romulan warship approaching fast from astern. What the? He came out of nowhere, sir.
Bring us about, Ensign. Maximum shields.
Yeah, sir, there's nothing there.
Warp 3 evasive. Stand by. Disengage weapons and shields. Re-engage modified beam.
How did he do that?
Mr. Worf must have overridden the sensor codes, played some holographic games. Mr. Data input a new code.
As I commonly hear in MechWarrior Online, if you're in a fair fight with someone, you've both failed. He uses Worf's codes to trick the Enterprise into thinking that there is another enemy that is coming upon both ships. This allows him to score several hits very early in the game and do some significant damage. He doesn't let this go to his head though, he still prepares for a fight that's going to be pretty tough. We're not going to go into the entire battle as the Enterprise is actually attacked by another vessel. I won't get into why that's stupid and clearly on Picard's side, but it does show that Riker has another trick up his sleeve. You see, the Hathaway, which was thought to be stuck there, has warp capability. And due to this, due to him trusting his people, he warps out and tricks the Ferengi into thinking that another vessel is incoming, that they are outmatched. Sun Tzu would be especially proud of this maneuver, and it wins the fight.
We would like time to prepare our people for assimilation.
Preparation is irrelevant. Your people will be assimilated as easily as Picard has been.
That said, I think the most famous battle with Riker would be that against the Borg during the first Borg War, or at least that's what Deanna calls it. And I'm not talking about the first confrontation when Riker attempted to destroy the cube. Nah, I'm actually talking about how they saved Captain Picard himself. Once again, this was a fight that Riker was able to prepare for. He worked diligently to get his people ready. Not only that, he didn't let sentiment nor personal distaste get in his way.
Lieutenant Worf, everyone in this room shares my respect for your service to this ship. But right now, I need your experience at tactical. Commander Data, I realize your very nature omits ambition. Nevertheless, I want you to know I seriously considered you as first officer.
Thank you, sir.
But this is not the time for change. I need all of you where you are, where Captain Picard always relied on you. I have been, reluctantly, forced to conclude that Commander Shelby, our expert on the Borg, is an ideal choice at this time for first officer.
He made sure his people and resources were allocated where they needed to be, including giving the XO slot to Shelby. Additionally, he didn't only listen to those under his command, but he also listened to civilians who had some wise things to say. After receiving the kick that he needed, Riker realized one thing. He was going up against an enemy that knew everything there was to know about Starfleet. Locutus knew the technology and even the tactics. So, taking another page out of Sun Tzu's book, he realized that he needed to know the enemy as well as knowing himself. If he did this, he would need not fear the result of 100 battles, as well as knowing that success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating himself to the enemy's purpose. He knew that Picard knew the playbook, which means that Locutus knew the playbook as well. That was valuable.
Open fire, all weapons.
Fire.
Borg tractor beam attempting to lock on, sir.
Evasive maneuvers. Pattern Riker Alpha.
Riker Alpha confirmed. They're ignoring the saucer section completely.
Just as you should, Captain.
He could actually use that against them. During the rescue of Picard, Riker would delay to get all of his pieces in position, and then seem like he was attempting an attack that Picard was aware of. Ultimately, though, this was a feint. He wanted Locutus, who had Picard's memories, to believe that he was sticking to the playbook, when in reality, he was writing his own. There would be a saucer separation, and the saucer would shield the Borg cube from seeing anything that was happening, which allowed a small away team to get on board the cube and capture Locutus. By doing this, they would gain information that would result in the cube's destruction. Once again, with preparation and the use of proper tactics, he prevailed. All of this leads to one conclusion, though. Riker is a strategic genius. When given time to plan and prepare for a fight, he's up to the challenge. This isn't the case when he has little time to prepare.
They have found a way to penetrate our shields. Lock phasers and return fire.
I won't go into every battle, but probably the most glaring example was the Battle of Veridian III. In this battle, Riker has no time to ready himself. An aging bird of prey has found a way to penetrate the shields of the USS Enterprise. Unfortunately, Riker goes into strategy mode and not tactical mode. When you look at the bird of prey versus that of a Galaxy class, especially a very old bird of prey, there's literally no contest. Galaxy class should be able to easily overpower that of a decrepit ship of bygone years. What Riker should have done was attempted to position the vessel at a point where it could withstand the most hits and unleashed holy hell upon the bird of prey. Instead, he uses Tech to win the day. He was successful, but it ultimately was a Pyrrhic victory, as the damage sustained from the prolonged fight resulted in the destruction of the Enterprise. There are a lot of examples of Riker doing very well as a strategist and not so much as a captain when things don't go to plan. During the Dominion War, it's my belief that Riker was probably assigned to Starfleet Tactical to plan all of the battles, leaving the likes of Cisco to actually enact his designs. Riker is probably one of the most brilliant strategists of the Federation, and I'm hopeful that Starfleet Admiralty realized that. Though, this is the Federation we're talking about. Of course, these are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next Lore Reloaded.